Hello and welcome to ATESL and to the ATESL Best Practices for Adult EAL and Link Programming in Alberta. And I'm just going to talk you through what's here and how to use the ATESL Best Practices. All right, so this is the ATESL Best Practices webpage. As you scroll down, you'll see the different sections. The first 8 sections are updated from our previous ATESL Best Practices document. EAL literacy has been almost completely rewritten, and then there are new sections: skills and language for work, technology and online learning, and then 4 new inclusion sections. Let me just show you how to use the document. As you can see, there's just a brief introduction here. There's a more in-depth introduction. Then each of these sections gives the best practices along with resources that support them. Let me just kind of talk you through two sections. So here's the instruction section, and there's a little bit of a introduction. These are the best practices, aspirational statements of what good practice is in teaching English as a second language. When you click on a statement, it gives more specific indicators that describe how you can go about meeting this best practice here. You'll notice some items have these little dots above them. These are just glosses. So if you just hover over them, there's here a definition of gender expression, and there's a link there where that definition came from. All right, so these are the best practices. Each best practice has indicators that give you background on how you can meet those best practices. If you scroll down past the best practices, you'll see vignettes. And these are just descriptions of how best practices were applied in a particular place. You click on the vignette and you read that account of how, in this case, functional language was fostered in a CLB3 link classroom. All right, there are references and PD resources. If you click on the resource, there's a description of it, and there's links to the resource. All right, so there's a lot of resources as well. So these are resources that you would use as the teacher to learn more about that area. If you go to the classroom resources for the classroom, these are resources that you could use in class. So, explore them. The first set here are resources that are kind of general 4 skills resources that address the 4 skills. So for instance, here's the PBALA module bank for Link Online, and you can go directly there. There's resources for listening and reading and speaking and writing and grammar, pronunciation, vocabulary, and intercultural communication. And these are things that you might want to use in class. All right. I'm going to go back to the instructions section, and as you scroll down a little bit farther, you'll see that you can access this section in a PDF version. So if you click on that, you'll get the PDF of the document that you can print out if you wish, or save. If you want like a short version, just the best practices and their indicators, you can click on this, and this gives you a very easy to use checklist that you can use for, self-evaluation and reflection. All right. Okay, so let's go back to the best practices page. That was the instruction section. Let's click on one of the inclusion sections. I'm just going to click on indigenization. And here again, you can see that there are some glosses. Here are the best practices related to indigenization in ESL classrooms. You click on best practice, and here's more specific details about how you can go about meeting this best practice. All right. Again, we have vignettes and references and PD resources, all sorts of great resources for the classroom. And let me just back up here. And again, you can get the PDF version or the checklist version. So please do explore the best practices, explore the sections that are of most relevance to you. If you are, starting a new area within the area of ESL and want to learn more about that particular area, whether it's kind of more administrative, maybe you're starting to teach EAL literacy learners, there's a lot there, or a workplace program, or you're, starting to use technology more in your teaching. There's a lot of great resources here. Or if you want to learn about how to support learners with diverse learning needs, or how to ensure that the LGBTQ learners who may be in your classroom and you may not know that they're there, but how you can ensure that they are welcomed and they know they're welcomed. Explore these sections. There is also a PDF of the entire document that you can download. You can also go to Pressbooks. So if you click here on Pressbooks, this takes you to a Pressbook version of the document, and it's really the same thing, but it is just in a different format, kind of more like a book, and so you might prefer this format. And we hope that this will be a very useful resource for you. Thank you for exploring our website, and we would like to say thank you to Alberta Labour and Immigration for their support.